Alright, Hero Comics here, doing a bit of time travel, sort of, because the rest of the epic game battles of history, Sonic 2006 versus Sonic Boom versus Sonic 2006, review was made back in 2017. It is 2018 at the time of this recording. But doing the time travel thing, and this is part 9. So I missed part 9, making a part 9, which is weird. But still, here we go. We're retroactively fixing that mistake. And the issue is, yes, also I want to take this opportunity to say that I have decided to change to a different technique. Back to it's sort of like the original technique where I would use pictures and talk over pictures and stuff, but instead of being like the technique where it's like pictures and then I type things out, the rest of the script out, I'm not going to do that. And it's not going to be me talking to a tablet or another type of camera or something, because unfortunately, my lying situation is not the best, not the best ever yet. Also, I have to actually speak up a bit when I'm talking to that stuff. With this new microphone, I definitely don't have to speak as loudly, and it'll still work just fine. And also, the cats did enjoy knocking over that tablet whenever they got the chance. So yeah, doing it this way helps out with this. So basically, it's going to be this kind of stuff, kind of my reviews for the next games. Are going to, and comparisons are going to be like this for a while until I get my lighting situation and things together. So that's how it goes. But anyway, let's get on with this part. It's not going to be that long of a part because this is, I think, let's touch on everything else I wanted to say about these games. But there's one thing I did want to touch on is the time travel aspect of these games. The time travel aspect of Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric is annoying to me, but Sonic 2000 it's still better than Sonic 2006's time travel issues. And one of the big things about that, I may have touched on before, but maybe glossed over it because I was talking more about how they were able to go through time, comparing each way that works. And how Sonic 2006 is worse than Sonic Boom Rise of Lyrics. I may have forgotten one thing, and that is that in Sonic 2006, you guys hung out. You're basically the future. They would go to 200 years in the future. All right, in Sonic, a second here. Wait, adjust my speaker here, my microphone here for a second. In Sonic 2006, they would go 200 years in the future. Okay. In Sonic Boom, they went 1,000 years. They went 1,000 years in the past. They came back to the future. Okay, into the present. From 1,000 years in the past. Okay, 1,000 years is definitely longer than 200, but in my opinion, the 200-year span between the present and the future is worse than the 1,000-year span from the past to the present in Sonic Boom. No, okay, here's how it goes. In Sonic Boom, Sonic 2006. I was really annoyed that they decided to go 200 years in the future, mainly because you're basically making things more complicated by having so much time between the present and the future. In Sonic 2006, it was 10 years in the past. Princess Elise was like 5 or 6 years old, maybe 8, maybe a little older than that, when her father tried to use the Solaris lamp to a wish for her mother to come back. The thing explodes in his face because he's experimenting on it, running electricity through it and whatnot, and eventually he dies. So usually he dies. If the methods are released, it's a seal inside the lease, so that isn't able to go out and destroy the world, things like that. Okay. This part here is kind of interesting, but in a different ways. But time travel wise, it's okay because it's 10 years in the past. All right, then we go 10 years from that point to the present. Princess Elise is an adult, basically, around the adult age. Mephiles has been behind the scenes for years doing whatever. I don't know, but still, Iblis is still sealed inside the lease. Eggman is trying to do some stuff because everybody's all going up now, basically. Then in the bad future. If Princess Elise cries or dies in the present time, you go to the bad future, and the bad future should have been, in my opinion, 10 years from the present, because it would make more sense. because you have Sonic. Okay, what happens is I don't know if this is canon at all, but it's definitely my head canon and everything, especially for Sonic 06. But basically, I always assumed that Silver was Shadow and Amy's kid. Okay, was Shadow and Amy's son. I had no idea where Blaze came from, but still, because we didn't see that many anthropomorphic characters in Sonic 2006 at all, other than our heroes. So that's just a thing, an issue on their part. Anyway, so in my opinion, it would have been like this: Sonic falls for Elise. My version, she's a hedgehog. And so then this Amy's like, okay, well, forget you, Sonic. I'm gonna find someone else who will appreciate. Find another hedgehog dude. Hey, there's Shadow over there, looking all lonely and emo. You'll see. I'm gonna go hang out with him for a while. Then eventually they would have Silver, so that would work. Shadow has all these cool, awesome chaos control powers. Amy is a female hedgehog. She may actually have some awesome powers of her own. That combined together can make Silver. Some crazy stuff going on there. It's really interesting to think about how that works. But here's the deal. If you have this with this 200-year gap between the present and the future, you have a lot more stuff going on here. It's not going to, these people may say, hey, well, what about all the destruction Iblis does? Well, it's not going to take that long for a giant lava lizard to cause citywide destruction, okay? But if I make it 200 years, instead of it being Shadow and Amy had a kid, that kid was Silver. That kid grew up over 10 years to become teenage, Silver was able to, use his, psychokinesis and all that other stuff. Then goes back in the past 10 years, back in the past to go and fight Sonic and go and try to stop Sonic from killing Sonic or whatever, stop Iblis from being triggered, things like that. That would have worked just fine. But instead, now it's like 200 years. Okay, so Shadow and Amy would have had to have kids. Those kids have to find other hedgehog kids, have kids with them, and so forth and so on for 200 years. Then you have Silver, and it's really weird. That's not my favorite. In Sonic Boom as a lyric, yes, the time travel, which always can cause plot holes very easily, and be annoying. Was annoying in some ways, but here's the deal. Lyric had to be sealed. Was going to try to take over the world 1,000 years in the past. So the computer, that Lyric's computer thing, somehow has time traveling abilities. Sent Sonic and Tails back 1,000 years to go stop Lyric. They stop him. Sends him forward 1,000 years. Then into the present, where they have to right after they had and you saw right at the beginning, they freed Lyric from his prison, 1,000-year-old prison. So here's the deal. There was only there was not much else you could do in the past. There was one other thing you could do, and that was you could tell a turtle farmer 1,000 years ago, do not plant these seeds, okay? Because if you plant the seeds, then they're bad seeds. They're going to become like weeds and brambles and whatnot, So so you basically, if you do that, then when you get back to the present, then the turtle farmer's descendant will have more land on his farm that isn't covered in weeds and brambles and thorns and stuff, which can probably lead to a nice prize. But turns out I heard that the level will be harder. That part of that level will be harder to play if you if you make it so it's not leaves and brambles and thorns and whatnot. So it's like. It's you're trying to help somebody and then you get some weird stuff going on here. It's weird. But other than that, there's no lasting consequences other than, of course, stopping Lyric. The story point is stop Lyric. You have to go back to the past, come back to the future, and then all's good. They were trying to figure out how the heck did they get past that 1,000 years. The computer did it. Done. So it's not as crazy a plot hole or crazy issues with plot as a Sonic 2006's time travel. It's more time. It's just annoying how that works. But that's the way it is. Yes, there's all kinds of other. Yes, both games are not still. So this doesn't excuse that both games are some of the worst ever. But still, I'm trying to make it clear that there's definite issues with both these games, and in my opinion, Sonic 2006 is still the worst game of all time, worst Sonic game around. I really would like a better, Sonic Boomerang's Lyric to get something on the Switch, or be a multi-platform release. They could charge like $20 for that. I have no problem paying that for something that has a hardware that can actually handle the game. If they have the time to actually polish the game and then release it on systems that can actually handle it, then that would actually be really cool for Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. I don't know if that's going to happen though, because it's just, people are moving on. Bigger button. I don't know if they're still around. I gotta research. I gotta find out. I don't know. It's just like, it's just sad to see a game that had so much interesting ideas. Okay, Sonic 2006 did have some interesting ideas too, but Sonic Boom had more. In my opinion, to not have and get a fair shake, but sometimes that happens, and you gotta deal with it and move on, learn from it and move on and stuff like that. So that is the end of. That's basically it for my Sonic 2006 Sonic Epic Games Battles of History Sonic Boom versus Sonic 2006 thing. It's part 9. Now I'm off to go play, work on some other stuff. Namely, I just finished, time travel. This is in the future. I finished Geisha Mom. Geisha Mom, 6 and Geisha Mom are finished. Basically. They're done. And I'm moving on to Marco at last. So it's a long, crazy trip. Crazy thing going on with Marco. I lost track of his sprite sheet for a while. I just found it after starting another sprite sheet. So I might combine some things from both sprite sheets or something. I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see. Maybe not. We'll make a more advanced Marco. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Definitely things are happening. Stuff is progressing. Maybe slow. Remember, people of the past. Things are slow. Maybe going slow sometimes, but they are progressing. Time is moving on. Things are actually getting better. Things are being accomplished. It may be taking a long time, but it is happening. So it's good to know that, and not know that I'm not just running around in circles. That we're not just running around in circles and just doing the same things over and over again with no consequences at all. There's a lot of consequences. Some you just may not see when you're for a while while you're doing stuff. But things are going, and I'm liking that. Superman is done. Superman Doomsday is done. All I need to do now is put on the pages talking about why the story went so long and what happened during story went so long, how I got off track, things like that. Shall finally get to my Star Ocean it's not Star Ocean, Star Butterfly versus the Force of Evil non-canon fan story. Different talks like this. How different games. I have a few games I really want to talk about in comparison. I'm going to do it in this style. Very simple, very simple, very plain. I can use my PowerPoint to make the pictures I'm going to use to basically put these two together, and it's going to be amazing. The caption feature will help on YouTube, will help explain things better. Hopefully, with my new microphone, that'll be a much better, much louder, much more easier to understand stuff going on. And of course, I will also try to speak more clearly and things like that. So we'll just keep working on different things, figure that stuff out, make some really cool stuff. I'm gonna go work on some other stuff, and eventually I will play Sonic Boom, both Sonic 2006 and Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. I will play them both on their respective systems, and I will show have let's plays about them going through. I'll get a capture card or whatever, I'll POG or whatever you want to call that, or whatever it is, capture device. I'll get one of those. And a computer that can handle it. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. A lot of things are in store, a lot of great things are in store in the future. So, see you guys next time. Check me out on YouTube and DeviantArt.